First at 4, political backlash. President Trump's comments on racially charged violence now affecting his business agenda. Also, a mother and father remember the daughter they lost to that violence in Virginia. Grieving parents send a message to America. Ben.
Karen, finishing up a beautiful summer afternoon, but tomorrow's going to look a whole lot different. Severe threat has gone up. We'll talk about that straight ahead. Paula?
Well, you've heard of painting with a twist, but this is a twist on the painting with a twist, where not only do you learn to paint, but you learn to shoot.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, the political backlash facing President Donald Trump is growing this afternoon. The president set off a new firestorm with his comments yesterday, blaming, quote, both sides for racially charged violence in Virginia last weekend. Today, big names in the Republican Party released statements distancing themselves from the president's views. A memorial is held in Charlottesville for the counter-protester killed over the weekend. And late this afternoon, the president disbanded 2 economic councils as several CEOs quit in protest. General Motors CEO Mary Barra was a member of one of the councils. She did not, though, resign. She did release a statement to GM employees today saying, in part, General Motors is about unity and inclusion, and so am I. Recent events, particularly those in Charlottesville, Virginia, and its aftermath, require that we come together as a country and reinforce values and ideals that unite us. In Charlottesville, a crowd of about 1,000 gathered today to pay tribute to Heather Heyer, the woman who was killed Saturday when a car plowed into a group of counter-protesters. Kimberly Gill joins us now with a powerful message sent today during the memorial. Kimberly.
Hi, Karen. Good afternoon. And in that crowd of 1,000 were family, friends, even strangers, all there to honor the 32-year-old who was killed while protesting hate. Those in attendance were asked to wear purple. That was Heather's favorite color. Also in attendance was Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe and Senator Tim Kaine. But it was Heather's mother who brought the crowd to its feet twice.
They tried to kill my child to shut her up. Well, guess what? You just magnified her.
She loved people. She wanted equality. And in this issue of the day of her passing, she wanted to put down hate. And for my part, we just need to stop all this stuff and just forgive each other.
Now, her friends say she joined the counter-protesters to oppose racism and injustice. Police have charged James Fields in the attack. Right now, he's being held without bond and faces second-degree murder charges. Karen, I'll send it back to you.
Her parents, they were just amazing today. They were thrust in the spotlight, and their words just really resonated with everyone.
Yep, indeed.
All right, thank you, Kim. Well, today, former Presidents George H.W. Bush and George W. Bush released a joint statement condemning racism following the president's comments. It reads in part, America must always reject racial bigotry, anti-Semitism, and hatred in all forms. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell also weighed in as white supremacists are planning a rally in his home state of Kentucky. His statement reads, their messages of hate and bigotry are not welcome in Kentucky and should not be welcome anywhere in America. The debate over Confederate statues heating up right now after President Trump questioned if that movement may be going too far, and he wondered, where will it end? The city of Baltimore ended the debate over 4 statues in that city with a flourish. City workers and private contractors worked in the dead of night to take them down, including a monument to Robert E. Lee. Meantime, in Birmingham, Alabama, the city has put up a large wooden wall around a statue of Confederate soldiers and sailors. The mayor wants the statue to come down, but a new state law prevents the removal or alteration of any monuments more than 40 years old. If Alabama's Attorney General finds the city is in violation of that law, it could be fined $25,000. NBC continues to gather reaction to all of this. Our coverage continues on Nightly News with Lester Holt. That starts at 6:30 right here on Local 4. Closer to home this afternoon, we're learning new information in the case against 2 teenagers charged in the gruesome murder of Stephen McAfee. McAfee went missing from his home in Macomb Township back in March of 2016. The remains of his body were found in shallow graves in Ray Township. Both Andrew Fiacco and Yvette McDonald sat before a judge as an attorney questioned a Macomb County Sheriff's officer who revealed Fiacco had lied to McAfee's mother.
He talked to you about having spoken to Stephen's mother.
Correct.
What did he tell you about his conversation with Stephen's mother?
He indicated that there was a conversation they had via text message, and he informed that Stephen's mother that he had actually had physical contact with him, but he admitted to me that he had lied about that.
We will have an update on the case on Local 4 News at 5. Let's shift to the first forecast. We're moving towards another nice summer night, but Ben says, uh-oh, there could be some changes on the way. What's this all about, Ben?
Yeah, tomorrow, Karen, it looks like the severe risk has gone up for southeast Michigan. We were in the marginal risk, which is the lowest category. That's been increased now to slight, and you see the yellow shades encompasses all of southeast Michigan. And this is for tomorrow afternoon and evening. We are anticipating at least starting the day with some wet weather, but those showers and possibly thunderstorms are going to stay below severe limits. Outside right now, temperatures are in the 80s, 79 there at Port Huron tonight. We'll see the clouds increase and the humidity goes up as well. In fact, tomorrow is going to be extremely humid. We'll take a look at the timing of those thunderstorms and what the weekend holds all in a few minutes. Karen.
Well, you may have seen those stories about women getting together to paint, sometimes drinking wine. Well, this is not one of those stories. These ladies are taking lessons that end with a bang. That's right, these women put down the paintbrushes, then pick up guns. Our Paula Dutman recently participated. She's live in East Point. So, Paula, what's behind the unusual combination?
Yeah, hi. Listen, the first thing that's really important to know is this is not fun and games. This is serious business, particularly when you consider that more and more women are acquiring guns. The thing about these all-women classes is it really takes the pressure off, but it also gives us a little ease just to get comfortable with the firearm. If the pen is mightier than the sword, then what is the paintbrush?
You are about to paint your background.
For Nika Lawrence of Nika Advanced Gun Training, it is a gateway.
And I got you.
Just beneath the fun and laughter at Action Impact Sports in East Point, there is seriousness being interjected into this painting class.
Also, again, ladies, don't forget that CPL CCW class. You need it.
Nika is a serious gun advocate. She's looking for ways to get women comfortable and trained in the use of firearms and self-protection. And so she entices them, first with laughter and painting.
So these are the targets that you guys are going to be shooting today. Isn't it sexy, Nia?
And then, with a bang. She calls her introductory gun class Painting with a Bang.
Your thumbs should be touching.
Many of these women have never held a paintbrush.
I don't know what I do.
Or a gun.
Because my husband hunts and he owns guns and we all have guns in the house. So I told her I really need to get more familiar with them.
In this class, they do both.
This is where the challenging part comes in, ladies. Shoot your own target. Something happens to your other hand, what are you going to do? Give up? You have a baby or something in your hand. What are you going to do? Drop the baby? I believe that it is very important these ladies learn the safety overall of the firearms. Too many of them that have them, that don't know how to operate them. That's a problem for me.
Bernita Bradley took Nika's 8-hour CPW, or Carry Concealed Weapon class, 2 years ago, and she credits it with saving her life and the life of an intruder in her home.
I had my gun in my hand loaded, and they threatened me. They were coming at me, but I was still calm. I called the police, told the police that I have a loaded gun in my hand and this person is in my home. If I hadn't had the class, my whole world would have been turned upside down because I just would have been reactionary.
She now attends Nika's Painting with a Bang classes to brush up on both painting and target practice.
You're in the middle of a battle or something or whatever you're doing, you don't worry about what's wrong with that bullet. You tap it, you rack it, you shoot.
She is a dead shot. And then when Bernita and all of the women in the class have gotten a good dose of firearms instruction and life lessons, they complete their masterpieces.
My classes are not all about firearms. I call my class a life-saving class. We talk about everything, paying attention to your surroundings, domestic violence. My class reaches just about everything. Say cheese! Cheese! Paint with a bang! Paint with a bang! Cheese!
So, Karen, I wanted to show you my masterpiece. You know what? I do need to come clean. I am a farm girl. I'm fairly comfortable with rifles, with a 12 gauge, I should say. I'm not that comfortable with pistols. I did go through the workshop with Nika and the rest of the ladies. I got a little more comfortable. I felt pretty comfortable today, actually. These kinds of classes are really important because they are a gateway to safety. And they're a gateway to understand that if you're going to get a gun, that you have to learn how to use it properly. I'm actually going to put a link on my Facebook page, Local 4 Paula Tutman, so you can see some upcoming ladies-only classes. I think it's really, really powerful. I was very moved by this workshop. I was moved by what she's trying to get done. And I think it's really important work, Karen.
All right, well, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Paula Tutman live for us this afternoon. Still ahead, first at 4, some James Bond fans might be shaken and stirred when they hear about Daniel Craig's plans for the future. Also a victory for the transgender community. We'll look at why one of those so-called bathroom bills has just failed. Up first, looking for survivors. We have an update on a U.S. military operation off the coast of Hawaii. We'll be right back.
President coming up all new on Local 4 News at 5 and 6.
A Trenton teen has to work hard at everything she does, and boy, did she work hard to buy this bicycle.
I ran to my mom and I was crying that my bike was stolen.
But as you can see, a new bike is in its place. At 5 o'clock, I'll tell you about this very special delivery.
The U.S. Coast Guard, along with other search crews, combing through the area of Oahu, Hawaii. They're searching for 5 missing crewmen that went down with a Black Hawk helicopter. It happened Tuesday night. 2 Black Hawk crews were conducting training when one lost contact with the other. It's believed that the chopper crashed near Kaena Point. The search remains ongoing. And of course, we're hoping for more information in the coming hours, and we'll keep you updated as well. A so-called bathroom bill targeting transgender people has failed to pass the Texas legislature as a special legislative session ended Tuesday. The controversial bill would have required people to use public restrooms that match the gender on their birth certificates. Texas business leaders and law enforcement pushed against the bill, calling it discriminatory and unnecessary. There's no word if the governor will call another special session to try again. Also, first at 4, we're on top of stories making headlines all around the world today. We start in Sierra Leone, where massive mudslides have created a heartbreaking tragedy. More than 300 people have died, some trapped under tons of mud while they were sleeping. The Red Cross estimates 600 people are still missing, which means that death toll will rise in the coming days. Workers are searching for victims. Disaster relief agencies estimate 9,000 people have been affected in some way by those mudslides. Millions of people are also dealing with floods and landslides in northern India, Bangladesh, and Nepal. And look at this, in Nepal, local hotels actually sent elephants to rescue stranded tourists in the Chitwan district, which is a really popular spot for rhino watching and elephant rides. The monsoon season runs from June to September, making scenes like this all too common this time of year. And Ben is back. It looks like we've got a pretty nice night ahead, but some other stuff going on in the next couple of days.
Yes, we got thunderstorms on the way. Probably won't see elephants on the lodge tomorrow.
That would be a good thing.
Fingers crossed we won't. But yes, we've got some heavy rain and maybe some rougher stuff too to discuss. It's not out there today though. Very nice summer afternoon. We're at 83 at Metro, upper 70s here in our north zone right now. The humidity's taken a little bit of a step down, just barely to noticeable levels with those dew points right around 60 degrees out there. Tomorrow, we're going to skip right over the 60s and head into those 70-degree dew points. Very tropical feeling air tomorrow, and that's just one of the ingredients that's going to come together to make these thunderstorms possible. As of right now, it's all south of Chicago and well west of us, and we'll stay out of our backyard at least until very late tonight. Closer to daybreak tomorrow, we'll start our first of 2 rounds of thunderstorms. So get all the tubing in while you can. This is out on the St. Clair River and that freighter just behind those two. So a very nice shot out there on storm pins. As we check the forecast tonight, we will be staying dry. We'll call it partly cloudy to start and then see those clouds increase. By the time we get into tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., scattered showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, but this is not the severe weather that we're looking at. That's going to be in the afternoon as temperatures and humidity start rising. You can see there's not a lot of storms showing up up here on the map, but there are going to be definitely some areas of heavy rainfall. Damaging winds, hail not out of the question, and an isolated tornado is also possible too as that warm front moves in and causes some rotation with those storms. Otherwise, as we get into Thursday night, we dry out, humidity goes down on Friday, and we set the stage for a fairly nice weekend ahead. High temperatures tomorrow, though, are going to be warmer than what we saw today. We'll call it to 82 in the city, 84 down towards the airport, and all of this depends really on when those thunderstorms get fired up tomorrow afternoon. Mid-80s in our south zone tomorrow, and you tack on that high humidity. Wouldn't be surprised if some of the heat index readings here in our south zone start to approach 90 in the afternoon. Highs in our west zone, especially further to the west in the mid-80s, slightly cooler there towards our north zone, where we will see a lot of 70s for high temperatures tomorrow, with 80s down towards M59 for those high temperatures. Otherwise, tonight we will be dropping down to 69. Remember, the humidity is going up, so we're not going to be nearly as cool overnight. And then temperatures tomorrow hitting that mid-80 degree high. We'll see the showers in the morning, a little bit of a break, and then thunderstorms for the second half. Most of the weekend's looking dry. Still a question on what's going to happen Saturday afternoon. Shower, thunderstorm may be possible, but right now we're keeping it dry. Things look great for the eclipse. A lot of sun on Monday. Karen?
Thank you, Ben. It's been a huge guessing game in Hollywood. Will Daniel Craig keep playing James Bond? We have some good news and some bad news for fans who think that he is the best Bond ever. Up first, chimpanzee breakthrough. Researchers find out the animals can do something many of us learned to do when we were children. That story next. But first, as we go to break, you can take a look at the screen and you will see how the markets have closed for your Wednesday.
It's easy to say.
Well, we are back with some really interesting research out of Japan focusing on chimpanzees. Researchers have found chimps are capable of understanding the game rock, paper, scissors. An experiment showed the chimpanzees could actually repeatedly choose the winning hand sign in exchange for treats. Researchers say the ability to learn such circular reasoning might prove key to solving complex problems or forming complex social networks. The chimpanzee's performance was comparable to that of a 4-year-old child. A lot of people talking about actor Daniel Craig. Well, today he just confirmed he will be back as James Bond. But the news is probably bittersweet for his biggest fans because Craig has been very public about needing a break from playing the world's most famous spy. Now he says you will see him play Bond once again in 2019. The bad news, Craig says that movie will be his very last time playing 007. Thousands of Americans gearing up to celebrate the solar eclipse next week. Some traveling to some of the best spots across America to see the sky go dark. Others are planning parties at home. So if you're looking to host, there are plenty of specialized invitations and decorations available online. You'll also want to provide your guests with NASA-approved glasses to protect their eyes during that big event. You can have fun with the menu with solar-inspired cocktails, foods like cosmic brownies, and of course don't forget a fun playlist, songs like Total Eclipse of the Heart or Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone. They're expecting those are going to be big. And Ben Bailey hitting the road. You're going to be bringing us some special coverage of the eclipse.
Yes, going down to Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
Have you ever been to Hopkinsville, Kentucky?
Actually, I have.
Oh, you have?
I grew up not too far from there. Yeah, we're going to be down there with possibly as much as 100,000 people.
It's going to be crazy because those small towns were not built for all of these visitors.
Right, but they have been gearing up. They've turned the entire weekend into a festival, and so I'm excited to see what kind of fun they're going to have with these parties, though. I mean, this is going to be in the middle of the afternoon on a work day. I know. Take it off for this.
We'll see what time you get back. You're there on Sunday and Monday, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, well, still ahead, we'll show you some high-tech room service, and I'm thinking you won't have to tip anymore. We'll be right back.
Beat the August.
Finally, first at 4, room service that looks like something out of the Jetsons.
Yep, a hotel in Singapore using robots to deliver smaller items to guests, things like bottles of water or extra towels. Aura, which is the room service robot, can navigate elevators and let the guests know when it arrives.
The M Social Motel, or I should say hotel, says the robots won't replace human workers, but the robot allows them to do other tasks. More robots are in the works, including one that might be able to cook various kinds of eggs.
You don't have to tip the robot.
That's right. Kind of save a little bit of money. I don't know how the eggs would be, but thanks so much for joining us for First at 4. We are back in a half hour with Local 4 News at 5. Inside Edition is next.